We're on our way to church, and we are wearing jeans because today is not come as you are Sunday like they usually say in Chicago, because that could lead to many things. Shout out to one of my favorite bishops in Chicago, Bishop Larry D. Trotter. But this is Dress Down Sunday, where we're going to share information about health. It's always interesting and informative because our church is filled with so many medical people. There would be doctors and nurses and what have you, and they answer a great multitude of questions. So if you're around, I think you should listen to the 10:30 session of RCCG House on the Rock in Memphis. What was on my mind this Sunday wasn't anything necessarily pressing, but I woke up this morning just thinking about, I see the cops on more on my phone. My husband and son are in front of me. They're also slowing down. What was on my mind is, you think about your life as being in a den of thieves sometimes, or surrounded by snakes. But I want everybody to know, seriously, that we all have challenges, and I say that often, that we have to overcome. You also have to look inside of you and see why that may be your truth. And you have to become a better you. Now, you do understand that around you may have the bone collector, the person who takes whatever someone says and run with it, and maybe leaves out what she or he has to say, because there's always two sides of the story, as my sister has always said. The other case, you may have a person who just want to go along to get along, and they're not aware or even understand, because maybe they're youthful, or maybe they're inexperienced with school life or work life, and they become part of mess that they shouldn't even be a part of. And then you have the seasoned veterans like myself. We totally understand what's going on, and we really are trying to be the salt of the earth and recognize wrong and not participate, which is the best way to be, but you have to grow into that. So I'm suggesting that whether it's home life or work life, or even in your friendships, you have to decide to look within yourself and to accommodate situations that you can't do anything about. So you have to go to work. So if you have to go to work and you are surrounded by untrustworthy people, people that's probably trying to get you fired, or people that are not looking for you to be promoted, or people who want to replace you because they see the good in you, and they are envious of that heart that they see. And then you have those people who may make bad decisions, but they are fair and professional most of the time, and that's good. They're doing their best. So you just have to realize that I'm going to do my best, and it's very popular to say, and true as I go all over the place, that in the workplace, for sure, you have a job to do. You get paid to do that job. You go in there, you teach that class. You go in there, you get on that computer, in that cubicle, at that desk, take those notes in that meeting, and do your work. Do your 6 to 8 to 10 or 12 hours, whatever the Lord has blessed you with, whether it's at home or whether it's in a brick and mortar place, and you go home. You clock out. But always be kind, always be nice, never be the bone collector, never copy what others are doing in a negative way. Okay? And that's what was really on my mind. Then I also watched Belle Collective. I don't know how I missed it last Friday, but I did. And I love that Letitia finally stood up for herself and let Glenn have it. Even Glenn admired it. He said, I never seen my wife like this. But she was saying over and over in a tirade, I'm sorry that. I'm sorry this. And I'm like, tell him, Letitia. Now, I did not like that Letitia came to the meeting with Latrice and all the other women dressed in black. And she said they were mourning the loss of friendships and renewing friendships. And that's why they came to the meeting in black with Carrie with her short, cute dress on. What I didn't like is when Letitia turned to Tamara and said, do you want to be a Belle? I understand that Letitia is instrumental in putting this group together. However, isn't Carlos and other people in charge of doing the firing around there? So I do not like it that they basically, or Letitia led that, threatened Tamara and my husband. He's probably trying to see if I'm on the phone, so I'm going to let it down. Basically threatened Tamara that, and I'm going to get in front of him, that she could leave. She doesn't have to be a part of the collective because she's not sharing all that she should. But I noticed that Latrice and Selena, they defended her. And they was like, she shared with us. And Tamara shares with us. I mean, her dad had a stroke. That's on camera. She and her significant other, I don't know if they're married, her baby's daddy, they were having some financial issues. She shared that with us. So I don't think that was a good question for Tamara. Maybe they should have led off, or Letitia should have led off, is that we expect this and that from you, and we don't feel like you're doing that. Now, it did go off at a good spot with Carrie bringing up that Mike, and that would be Selena's fiance, may have an outside baby. And Selena has said over and over, if he has a baby on me, this marriage is not going to be. It is over. I agree with that. I do. But of course, you know, I always say, let's look at the circumstances. Let's look at the situation. What was going on at that time? Is he good to you? Are you willing to share all that money that's going to come in from this show and from your life with this baby? So it's up to Selena. I don't think Mike, he doesn't ever really talk much. So we'll see what he says when she confronts him in the next episode. But he doesn't seem like the type that would do that. But we'll see. I do love it that Dr. Marie has such a good relationship with her ex-husband's children, to the point the daughter said, hey, I'm so glad that you have left my dad alone. I think his name is Cedric. That he is not good for you. And Dr. Marie, I guess she has a weak spot for him. And it's okay to love him, Dr. Marie. He's the father of your children. Maybe all your children, I don't know. But it's okay to love him from afar. You know, let him go. Because successful women, I understand it. I really do. I'm not as successful as you. I'm not Dr. Anybody. I don't have my own health facilities. You have 2 or 3. But they tend to, you know, fall short in the relationship part. There's not very many people they can trust. And some people, you know, they come to them because of what they have, not for who they are, not for their character. So, Dr. Marie, who you should have, you will have. Who God has for you, that's who you would have. So I'm praying for all of us. I'm praying for work relationships, home relationships, television show relationships. May we all be blessed. May we have what God has for us. May doors that are open continue to be open if they should be. So that's for you too, Tamara. May God continue to lead and guide us in order of what He has planned for us. And with that, and I hope I made sense, may you all have a great Sunday and an even better week, month, and year. Have a good one. Blessings and peace.